Pomodoro technique does the magic for everyone. It will surely do the magic for you. You're nobody's going to be. Even if you're a loser, it will do the job for you. Pomodoro, let's do it. Bismillah. Ya Allah, make me the most successful person on this earth.
Production rules and symbols are not needed for the derivation of string.
सिंप्लीफिकेशन टाइम नोट करो 9:05 हो गए ठीक है टाइम नोट करो सिंप्लीफिकेशन अब मैं अपने फ्यूचर की तरफ आ रहा हूँ अब मैं अपनी पर्पस की तरफ आ रहा हूँ दिस इज व्हाट माय पर्पस इज नाउ आई एम डूइंग इट दिस इज माय पर्पस एंड दिस विल गिव मी द मैक्सिमम हैप्पीनेस
In this lecture, we will be studying about simplification of context-free grammar. So in context-free grammar, sometimes all the production rules and symbols are not needed for the derivation of strings. Besides this, there may also be some null productions and unit productions. Elimination of these productions and symbols is called simplification of context-free grammar. So we have studied about context-free grammars, and in those grammars, sometimes all the production rules and symbols are not needed for derivation of strings. So we can eliminate those unnecessary productions and symbols, and that is called as simplification of context-free grammar. Also, there may be some null productions, and in this lecture, we will be studying about simplification of context-free grammar. So, in context-free grammar, sometimes all the production rules and symbols are not needed for the derivation of strings. Besides this, there may also be some null productions and unit productions. Elimination of these productions and symbols is called simplification of context-free grammar. So we have studied about context-free grammars, and in those grammars, sometimes all the production rules and symbols are not needed for derivation of strings. So we can eliminate those unnecessary productions and symbols, and that is called as simplification of context-free grammar. Also, there may be some null productions and unit productions. Now, the meaning of these null productions and unit productions, I will explain it to you in the coming lectures, so don't worry about it. And so, elimination of these useless productions and symbols is called simplification of the context-free grammar. And the simplification consists of the following steps. It has mainly three steps. One is the reduction of CFG, which we will be studying in this lecture, and then we have the removal of unit productions, and then we have the removal of null productions. So these two we will be discussing in the coming lecture. So in this lecture we will be studying about the reduction of the context-free grammar. Okay, so let us see how we can do this reduction of context-free grammar. So reduction of CFG, it is done in two phases. So first we will discuss the phase 1, then we will go to the phase number 2. So in phase 1, it is the derivation of an equivalent grammar G dash from the context-free grammar G such that each variable derives some terminal strings. So the procedure to do that is, step number 1, include all symbols W1 that derives some terminal and initialize I equal to 1. So we have our context-free grammar G, and from that we will make a set of symbols which we will call W1 that will contain the symbols that can derive some terminal symbols. So those we will keep in our set W1, and then we initialize I equal to 1. Okay, and then in step number 2, we include the symbols Wi plus 1 that derives Wi. So in the previous step, we had a set of symbols that derive the terminal symbols, and in the next step, we will make another set of symbols which can derive the symbols that were present in the set of the previous step, alright? And then we will increment I and repeat step 2 until Wi plus 1 equal to Wi. So we will increment I and we will repeat this step number 2 until we reach a stage in which the two consecutive steps produce the same kind of sets. If the elements of the sets in two consecutive steps are the same, then we stop the process. And then we include all production rules that have Wi in it. So after getting this final set Wi, from there we will include the production rules, all of which contains the symbols in the set Wi. So that is phase number 1. So don't worry, even if it sounds a little confusing, it will become very clear when we take the exam. Okay, so now let's go to phase number 2. So phase number 2 says derivation of an equivalent grammar G double dash from the CFG G dash such that each symbol appears in a sentential form. So we have already obtained the grammar G dash using our phase number 1 from the original grammar G, and from this G dash that we have obtained in phase number 1, we have to derive another equivalent grammar G double dash such that each symbol appears in a sentential form. Now how do we do this? Let's see the derivation procedure. Step number 1. Include the start symbol in y1 and initialize I equal to 1. So we form a set which we will call y1, and in this y1 we will include the start symbol of our grammar, and then we initialize I equal to 1. And then step number 2 says include all symbols yi plus 1 that can be derived from yi and include all production rules that have been applied. So just like we did in page number 1, even in this one, we see that in y1 we have our start symbol, and then in the next step we will include all the symbols in the set of the next step that can be derived from the symbols in the set of the previous step. So here our previous step contains the set containing the start symbol. So in the next step you will include all the symbols that can be derived from the start symbol. That will be your yi plus 1. And then increment I and repeat step 2 until yi plus 1 equal to yi. So you will continue doing this. You will continue including the symbols that can be derived from the symbols in the previous set of the previous step and make new sets until you reach a stage where two consecutive stages or steps produces two sets of containing the same symbols. At that time you will stop the procedure and we will include the productions that we obtained in the last set yi. Okay, so that is the page number 2. And following this page 1 and page 2, we can obtain the reduced context-free
start symbol NY1, then put all the symbols that derive terminals. All right. Okay. So include all symbols W1 that derive some terminal and initialize I is equal to 1. Initialize करने के बाद include all symbols. Include the start symbol in y1. Initialize I equal to 1. Include all symbols yi plus 1 that can be derived from yi. Include all production rules. सब कुछ ऐसा ही है. Increment I and repeat step 2 until yi plus 1 is equal to yi.
Grammar. Alright, so now we will see an example to understand it in a better way. So here we have an example which says find the reduced grammar equivalent to the grammar G having production rules, this one. So we are given a grammar G and we have a production rule which says S gives AC and B, and A gives A, C gives C, and BC, and E gives AA and E. So here the start symbol is S and the non-terminal symbols are A, C, and B, and the terminal symbols are small a, C, and small e. So we have to find the reduced grammar for this. So we will follow those two phases which we have studied in the beginning. So let's proceed with phase number 1. So in doing phase number 1, we have to first find out what are our terminal symbols. So as I already mentioned, our terminal symbols are small a, small c, and small e. These are our terminal symbols. And now we have to make a set W1 in which I will
एक बनाओ. Alright, first of all we list dummies, then we create a set on which we put all those who derive the terminals. Okay, all those variables, like here we have A, C, and E.
Include all the symbols that can derive the symbols present in the set W1. So in W2 I have to include the symbols that can derive from the set W1.
Alright.
So what are they? A, C, and E will all obviously be there, and let's see if there are any others. Let's check the start symbol S. So we see that the start symbol S can derive A, C, and AC is present in the set W1. So we have to include the start symbol. So ACE, let me write them as they are, and then we have to include the start symbol S. Okay. Now
let's write it. I need some oxygen. तो क्या है?
वीडियो साफ नहीं आ रहा है,
To phase number
ब्लरी।
In phase number 2,
कोई नहीं भाई, मेरे से लोग बहुत प्यार करते हैं, वो फिर भी आते हैं मेरे पास।
लस्सी मत पिएगा, लस्सी।
मैं नहीं पीता भाई।
we have to look at the grammar G dash that we have produced. So
मुझे अच्छा
our first step
लगेगा
was to
लस्सी पीना।
include a set Y1 in which we will
डिप्रेशन
include
होता
the
है
start
भाई
symbol
उसके
which is
टेस्ट
S.
में।
अच्छा, जो तेरी
And then
मर्जी।
in Y2 we will include all the symbols that can be derived from the start symbol S. So what are the symbols that can be derived from the start symbol S? We see that S can derive A, C. So A and C also should be included. So S is there, and then A, and then C. Okay, that is from this collection. And then in the next step, which is Y3, we have to include all the symbols that can be derived from these symbols in the set Y2. And what are
क्या
they?
पढ़ रहा है?
We
यही
see
पढ़
that
रहा है?
S derives AC, AC is already
ये
present.
पाइथन है?
And we have A here,
हाँ?
and we see that A
POC
derives
पढ़ रहा
A.
हाँ हाँ
Okay, so
हाँ, ये
S is
पाइथन
there,
का ही पार्ट है,
A is
CFG
there, and C
कॉन्टेक्स्ट
is
फ्री
there as
है।
they are. Now what are the new ones we have to include? A derives
ये अच्छी
small a,
लैंग्वेज
so it
लगी
derives
थी।
small a, and we have C. And what
मशीन
does C
लर्निंग
derive?
भी है,
C derives
पाइथन आया
small
तो
c.
इजी है, बहुत इजी कंपेयर।
So
मशीन
it's
लर्निंग है
going to
जैसे
इससे आर्टिफिशियल
And
इंटेलिजेंस
if
करने
we do
में
one
बहुत
more step
मदद
Y4,
होती
we
है
see that
इसके लिए
there
ये
again no change. What are the symbols that can be derived from these symbols? They are
तरह
only
भी अक्षर
S,
मान खाते
A,
कौन
C,
से तिल बने थे
small a,
जरा मुझे
small
दिखाओ
c.
ये अपना
So
आज
रिजल्ट
आप मेरे घर पे मेहमान आए।
मुझे जरा
So
दिखाओ एक बार
we
ये
get
रिजल्ट
these
मैं खुश
symbols and
होता
we see that in step
आयाज़
one.
प्लीज प्लीज, मैं इस
मैं
वक्त पढ़ रहा हूँ, मेरे को
अरे,
मूड ही
अरे,
ऑफ
अरे।
हो जाएगा प्लीज।
मूड क्यों मैं खुश होता है ना प्लीज
3 and Y4, we are getting the same symbols in both the sets.
शाबाश थैंक यू ये किस में देखना तरह भी खींचना वैसे किस टैब पे देखना मुझे ऑपरेशन पता
यहाँ पे
वो लेटर्स
इधर ही है,
कैसे उसी तरह हाँ
ये
कैसे मेरा तरह ठीक है
ये देखो
164 ये
यहाँ पे क्या है, नो डेटा फाउंड।
हाँ पता ये किस नोट की है मुझे बोलो ना किस नोट की पे आता है ये
देखो ये BE टेक होना चाहिए, उसमें आता है
हाँ।
BE टेक।
कैसे उसी भी अच्छा और मुझे दिखा ना मैं खुश
ये
होता
है
हूँ।
ना 333,
तरह कर दिन में तरह
ये है ना सामने,
3
ये है ना 33,
33 हाँ
तो पास है ना।
ना क्यों दो
Clear.
नंबर का अच्छा
इकरामुल हक SM0।
छोटा बड़ा फोटो खुश होता है ना
आयाज़ो आपको
क्या उठा
ज्यादा
विषय
गुनाह है, आयाज़ो इतना मत शो ऑफ के लिए नहीं,
कितने
इससे नजर लगती है।
कितने सब्जेक्ट्स का रिजल्ट आया और कब?
मैंने तो इक्कीस सब्जेक्ट करना
सेकंड सेमेस्टर ओनली।
कहाँ पे लिखा है कि
वो अब दिखाया
ये
ना, ये
मुझे
please
मैंने
फोटो
नहीं
पे
देखा।
देखना, फोटो पे
मुझे
देखना।
नहीं-
मैंने
मुझे-
फोटो पे देखना।
अच्छा मुझे दिखा भाई को।
फोटो पे मैं बाई वाई नहीं हूँ किसी का, मेरे को मत करिए।
इसको तो चाहिए
अयाज मामू ये गलत बात है ना, रिजल्ट अच्छा है इसका मतलब उसी दिन सब
तो सेलिब्रेट करेंगे ना।
सेलिब्रेट नहीं करना
हाँ,
होता है,
अच्छा,
लाइफ ही
celebrate।
एग्जाम है। ये थोड़ी होता है झूठ बोलना कि एक दिन हम तुम्हारे मामू हैं अगले दिन भूल जाना है। गुनाह है, अल्लाह को भी इस दो जवाब देना। इससे अच्छा था कि
ना
नहीं।
यहाँ वो सपोर्ट है सर वहाँ से चोर हो नंबर पे
16205135064।
अच्छा पता क्या शुरू लिखिए रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर अच्छा होगी पता क्या शुरू लिखिए नेम इकराम अच्छा होगी इनके सब्जेक्ट्स वाइज
ME ये है 30,
बाकी क्या है
बाकियों का 32
हाँ
28
28 होगा पास
हाँ 20 पास
अच्छा 20 पास वेरी गुड फिर
हो गया।
ये मतलब ये कौन सा ये अब तक का सारा रिजल्ट है क्या ये क्या what
ये
are these
बाकी जो
papers?
मैंने पास किए थे
अभी तक
हाँ
और नया कौन सा है जो
नया
तुमने-
ये
हाँ,
है।
कौन सा वाला
33 MEE हो गया ई मैथ
अच्छा ये कौन सा पेपर
मैथ ये दूसरा है। चले अब हो गया, अब मैं पढ़ता हूँ। हो गया clear?
अच्छा हम तेरे पेपर से तिमन
अभी नहीं निकला, ये दिसंबर में था।
जो
इसका
बोल रहा
निकला
था कंपाइलर का कि किसी का रिजल्ट आया।
मैंने
आया है क्या
कंपाइलर का भी आया हो सकता है, लेकिन अभी नहीं आया।
मैं तक सुना आया होगा तो
एक महीने में आएगा ना।
कंपाइलर
इसका
को
एग्जाम
रिजल्ट
उसके
आओ
एक
तो
महीने पहले था।
सबसे पहले
ये
यही
था
था हाँ I know।
दिसंबर।
उसके बाद था तुम्हारा माइक्रोप्रोसेसर था ना जहाँ मुझे याद है
मैकेनिक इंजीनियरिंग
थर्ड था थर्ड था कंपाइलर था
देखो क्या किया मेरी
और
टर्म को।
मैं डेलिबरेटली
देखो ना क्या किया मेरी
मैं
टर्म।
डेलिबरेट इससे लिखी आता है तब डेलिबरेटली
दूध पिलाई है ना
नूर
वैसे नोनी होत मोन
अच्छा
आया सोमू जबरदस्ती कर रहा है ना, प्रेशर डालता है।
ये बोल रहा चल
Pressure ना
कल
बच्चे।
हमारा तो प्रेशर से भी नहीं मानता।
रोल नंबर
ये गलत है ना, एक ही दिन आना फिर सेलिब्रेट, क्योंकि बाकी दिन
हम
इंसान जब पहले
फिर कब सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए?
मेरे को करना ही नहीं, मैं स्पोर्ट्स
अदा
एथलीट
करो
हूं, मैं
तो।
खाने पे खर्चता था, अब मैं खाना भी नहीं खाता
ये
था।
पंचुक मतलब क्या हुआ 33
ये माइनर है, ये मेजर है। तो अब प्लीज जाओ।
अच्छा अच्छा थैंक यू
मेरा ही बैक
Thank you.
वो एकदम नहीं पढ़ाता
थोड़ा मुझे भी ट्रीट दो ना, मैंने पढ़ा है।
हुमन वंस क्यों बासा इंशाल्लाह एक
Sorry,
मिनट
sorry.
से बाकी थी इंशाल्लाह
वो भी क्लियर, टीओसी भी
इंशाल्लाह,
मैंने
sorry.
सबसे ज्यादा उसी को एंजॉय किया, टीओसी को। उसमें
अच्छा।
मैंने 50 दिन पढ़ा टीओसी
Very
में।
good, sir,
वापस
very
और
good.
करूंगा तो
हाँ,
अच्छा बस
अब relax.
अब इतनी एक्टिंग नहीं करनी चाहिए आप लोगों को। चलो चलो डोंट एक्ट रियल, ओके? चलो अब इतनी एक्टिंग नहीं करनी चाहिए आप लोगों को।
In this lecture, we will be studying about simplification of context-free grammar. So, in context-free grammar, sometimes all the production rules and symbols are not needed for the derivation of
प्रेशर ही
strings.
डालते और क्या, अच्छा होना होता है सिर्फ रिजल्ट वाले दिन ही क्यों अच्छे होते हो, बाकी दिन क्या रिश्ता है? इसलिए बोलता हूँ कोई किसी का नहीं होता। अब कामयाबी सोच के बढ़ाता रहे कदम, कोई किसी का ना यहाँ।
Besides this, there may also be some null productions and unit productions. Elimination of these productions and symbols is called simplification of context-free grammar.
Simplification.
So we have studied about context-free grammars, and in those grammars, sometimes all the production rules and symbols are not needed for derivation of strings. So we can eliminate those unnecessary productions and symbols, and that is called as simplification of context-free grammar. Also, there may be some null productions and unit productions. Now, the meaning of this null productions and unit productions, I will explain it to you in the coming lectures, so don't worry about it. And so, elimination of these useless productions and symbols is called simplification of the context-free grammar. And simplification consists of the following steps. It has mainly 3 steps. One is the reduction of CFG, which we will be studying in this lecture, and then we have the removal of unit productions, and then we have the removal of null productions. So these two we will be discussing in the coming lectures. So in this lecture we will be studying about the reduction of these productions and symbols is called simplification of context-free grammar. So we have studied about context-free grammars, and in those grammars, sometimes all the production rules and symbols are not needed for derivation of strings. So we can eliminate those unnecessary productions and symbols, and that is called as simplification of context-free grammar. Also, there may be some null productions and unit productions. Now, the meaning of this null productions and unit productions, I will explain it to you in the coming lectures, so don't worry about it. And so, elimination of these useless productions and symbols is called simplification of the context-free grammar. And the simplification consists of the following steps. It has mainly three steps. One is the reduction of CFG, which we will be studying in this lecture, and then we have the removal of unit productions, and then we have the removal of null productions. So these two we will be discussing in the coming lectures. So in this lecture we will be studying about the reduction of the context-free grammar. Okay, so let us see how we can do this reduction of context-free grammar. So reduction of CFG, it is done in two phases. So first we'll discuss the phase 1, then we'll go to the phase number 2. So in phase 1, it is the derivation of an equivalent grammar G dash from the
अरे यार
context-free
इतना
grammar
क्या
G
पढ़ाई का
such
टेंशन ले
that
रहे हो
each
चलो आराम से
variable derives some terminal strings. So the procedure to do that is step
चूहा
number
तो
1,
नहीं दिखाता बेटा
include all symbols
अपू मैं जब
W1.
यहाँ से चूहा तो नहीं दिखाता मैं जब ऊपर चढ़ा मैंने मोटा चूहा देखा मैंने कहा यहीं से निकला होगा
खुदा की कसम
अब चूहा कुछ नहीं कर सकता
नहीं नुकसान तो करता है
अब उसकी क्या औकात है इतना
ये-
सा पेट है बच्चे का चूहे का इतना सा पेट है 20 रुपए का नुकसान करेगा 30 रुपए का इतने के लिए हम परेशान हो जाए
तुझे पता है वो
यहाँ
जो
दुश्मन
फाइबर
आसपास अपनों में
जो फाइबर
अपनों में
केबल
गैर
आई
है
थी।
भाई फिर भी अपन खुश हैं बैर है खुशी अपने दिल में है।
गुड शॉट
अपनों में गैर है यहाँ तो भाई क्या बोले
चलो
That
अच्छी बात
derives some terminal and initialize I equal to 1. So we have our context-free grammar G, and from that we will make a set of symbols which we will call W1 that will contain the symbols that can derive some terminal symbols. So those we will keep in our set W1 and then we initialize I equal to 1. Okay, and then in step number 2 we include the symbols Wi plus 1 that derives Wi. So in the previous step we had a set of symbols that derive the terminal symbols, and in the next step we will make another set of symbols which can derive the symbols that were present in the set of the
now it's time to go for Python I sometimes search on ChatGPT because it gives a very brief solution and it has a very different vibe in that chat OPT. Very different vibe and all the chill pill is given in that. So the internet is currently running at a very चलो इस पे होगा ना Alright, so this laptop is not a very fast laptop. It's just I don't think it would be around more than 60 right now. It is around 60 right now. So I don't think it's running like at a very good speed because it's got good memory. But that's too boring. Let's concentrate on the fun part, the easy part. Let's make a better future, guys. Let's do it. Let's stop being afraid of the future by just doing what we want, what makes us happy, rather than worrying about it. Stop worrying and do anything. Do. Don't doom, just do. Alright, here we have the Python. चलो alright. Like I care if I had to open another browser. One thing that I've realized, the amount of luck that you get once you start studying is unreal. You get so lucky, man, rather than the other things in life. You feel so unlucky and unworthy, but when you're studying, everything makes so much more simpler. Everything is so much more easy. The amount of help and the amount of luck that you get while studying is unreal. चलो Udemy पे करो बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. Okay, something wrong with the server. Udemy login. web development, IT courses, Udemy blog, but why isn't it connecting? What's wrong with Udemy today?
Studying ambiguous context-free grammars. Consider this question. Determine whether the following grammar is suitable for predictive parsing. So this is the grammar. And the productions are: S can be written as left parenthesis, S, right parenthesis, or SS or epsilon. Well, this one's clearly a CFG, as the left-hand side has only one non-terminal, that is S. By the way, predictive parser is the recursive descent parser, and we will learn about it in details in the next chapter. However, we still can answer this. If you all remember, in the previous session I told you that, except the operator precedence parser, all the other parsers reject ambiguous grammars. So if we can determine whether this grammar is ambiguous or not, we can state whether this one is suitable for predictive parsing. If it is ambiguous, it's not suitable. So let's try to solve this. Now, using the parse tree derivation procedure, let's try to derive the string having 3 pairs of parentheses. Well, the reason for using parse tree derivation is it's actually the quickest and most popular approach. Also with this, we can visualize the ambiguity. So let's begin with the start symbol. Now, we will use the second rule, that is, S can be written as SS. So S derives SS. Now from this S, using the first rule, we will derive the left parenthesis, then S, and then the right parenthesis. And from this S, using the second rule, we will derive 2 more S. Since one pair is already generated, we will derive another pair from this S, and another one from this one. Now we can also generate epsilon, that is empty string for S. So from all these S, we will derive epsilon only. Now traversing the tree from top to bottom and left to right, we obtain 1, 2, 3, that is 3 pairs of parentheses. Let's now try out another way. So we will again begin with the start symbol S. Now applying the second rule, from this S, we will derive SS. Now this time, instead of this S, let's derive SS from this S. Now applying the...
I'm getting a bit emotional, man. I'm thinking of all the sadness that I used to have in my heart. I don't have it anymore because I'm doing what actually is the best and the easiest and the most hopeful thing right now, that is studying. It is the most easiest thing if you take it like that. It can get rid of all the fears that you have in here, that you have about your body, all the fears, because it's the most easiest and the most powerful thing, education. All right, just remember that knowledge is free. You don't have to pay, you have to earn knowledge. I'm talking too much because I'm talking from my...
The first rule, that is, S can be written as S enclosed in parentheses. From this S, we derive the left parenthesis, S, and the right parenthesis, that is, the last pair of parentheses. Using the same rule, this S will help us derive the first pair, and this one will derive the second pair. Now, in order to complete the derivation process, let's derive epsilon from all these S. Now, if we traverse the parse tree top to bottom and left to right,
Alright, we did the leftmost derivation in this one. God kya kor? God kor is left pat extend kor. Okay.
SS from this S.
Left se extend kiya. God kor left. Padrai right. Padrai extreme right. कौन? हे
S will help us derive the first pair.
भाई तूने right most derivation उठा लिया.
Same
गलत हो गया बेचारे को.
from all these S.
Ouch.
Now, if we traverse the parse tree top to bottom and left to right, we will end up acquiring 3 pairs of parentheses.
मर्द की तरह पढ़ना ओए. मर्द की तरह पढ़ना.
We obtain 2 different parse trees. Clearly, the grammar is ambiguous, hence not suitable for predictive parsing. Now, let's move on to the next question. Observe this question. Consider the following 2 grammars.
Alright, every function, every non-terminal is associated with a function. for predictive parsing. Parse tree derivation नहीं पढ़ा यार. Parse tree derivation क्यों नहीं पढ़ा? क्योंकि मैं डर गया शायद.
An ordered rooted tree.
What is wrong with Udemy right now? Alhamdulillah.
Hey, Ikram sir. Ikram.
आयाज हूँ ओके भाई. ओके ओके खुदा. चलो चलो अयाज मोहम्मद, फिर आप आते ही नहीं हो, फिर आप आओगे अगले रिजल्ट पे.
क्या बेटा?
फिर आते हैं अगले रिजल्ट. Hi JD. JD, study, study. It's 9 there. I'm advising you to study, and this is how I take a 5-minute break. Where are my? यहाँ पे लोग इतने कंजूस है ना, अगर कोई चीज लेगा ना किसी के घर पे, चलो गाइस.